Hi everyone, I hope you've all had a great week. In this week's report, we'll see if Lake Eucumbene is continuing to fall, we'll check where the fish are biting, there's been reports of carp being sighted in Lake Eucumbene, but is it as bad as it sounds? We'll take a look at this week's offering from Pete Wilson's Australian High Country Photography, there's the weather, pick of the week, and there's this week's fishing meme. Okay, let's start. Here's a report for the weekend in the 27th of April 2025. Taking a look at the lake levels, and Lake Eucumbene fell again this week, down 0.4%. The lake now sitting at 41.3%, which is 13.1% lower than it was on this day last year. Tantangra Dam also fell, 0.2%, but pleasingly Lake Jindabyne actually rose this week, 0.5%. It's sitting on 51.8%. With the warm autumn weather continuing, combining with school, Easter, and Anzac holidays, lots of people have been out and about spending time at Lake Eucumbene this week. Lots of great fish have been caught using a variety of methods and baits, including worms, mud eyes, power bait, soft plastics, lures, and on the fly. Local anglers reached legend Tiny Egan had a great Easter Saturday afternoon and evening, entertaining good mates Hilly and Mouse. The group spending some time by the water, wetting a line, sharing a drink, and telling plenty of tall tales by the fire. If only those flames could talk, hey Tiny. Tiny worked his magic on the bank, helping Mouse catch this nice, lively rainbow on power bait. Great catch, Mouse. I bet you can't wait for your next get together, guys. To prove how much fun they had, let's hear from Tiny.
The mouse, the prawns, the Eucumbene.
We've seen a lot of fish caught over the last couple of weeks, but this is one of my favourite pics of them. Phil sent in this mouth-watering pic of 2 trout straight out of the smoker. All I can say is yum. What time's dinner, Phil? Russell braved the wild, wet and windy weather last Tuesday afternoon to fish the banks near Crows. Russell was rewarded for his efforts, landing this 4.2-pound brown on worms. Russell was rightfully chuffed with his efforts and definitely deserved a beer or two afterwards. Cheers, mate. What a catch! Jack landed this big, healthy brown on worms while fishing at Braemar Bay on Easter Saturday evening. The fish was 62 centimetres and weighed approximately 7 pounds. Jack successfully released the fish to swim another day. Nice work, Jack. Great catch, mate. Good mates James, Blake and Jake enjoyed the Easter break fishing at Buckandera. The boys reported the fishing was tough, but they were rewarded with a few good-sized trout like these. The mates catching the fish, which were north of 60 centimetres in length, casting plastics and hard bodies on wind-blown edges. Fantastic catches, boys, and I bet you can't wait for your next trip to Eucumbene. Charlie had a great time fishing at Frying Pan over the Easter break and left with 8 rainbows and 1 brown. The fish were caught with worms and yabbies, casting to the edges of a creek bed. Charlie saying 4-pound leader really helped. The big brown was full of yabbies, 15 in total, and several were still alive. Now, I've caught trout with up to 4 yabbies in their stomach, but never 15. I'd say that would have to be close to a record. Thanks for sharing with the group, Charlie. Out and about on Anzac Day was Brock Shaw. Brock had a very productive session at Frying Pan using Tassie Devils, and Brock added, the fish went crazy for any Tassie with green on it. Thanks for the tip, Brock, but would love to know what you used to catch that Carlton dry. Tiny was back out and about on a cool Wednesday afternoon to spend some solo time fishing his favourite bay in Angler's Reach. The undisputed king of the power bait struck again, landing this lovely rainbow. Nice catch, mate. Regular contributor Dave Westcombe spent Anzac Day morning on the water under picture-perfect clear blue skies. Mornings like this makes you really appreciate the sacrifices of so many during the wars and why they fought for this amazing country.
What a beautiful day on Lake Eucumbene, eh? Look at this. Heading around to Old Town from Angler's Reach.
Sydney got the Lake Eucumbene Facebook group chatting when he posted this photo of a crucian carp this week. Sydney's mate was looking for mud eyes and found about 15 of these in various sizes in his net. Most people who commented on the post said crucian carp had been in Eucumbene for a very long time, possibly even 60 years or more. Some going on to say they'd caught really big trout with them or on flies that imitated them. Bradley Smith saying he'd caught some ripper fish on live ones fished under a bubble float with a glow stick. Large rainbows have been seen hunting the shallow bays for them. Jeff Walton saying it's probably the reason the Baltic minnow was such a consistent trout fishing lure for so many years. And Carl Hosking added it's probably the reason gold Tassie devils are so good in the region. I did a little research on the crucian carp to find out the difference between them and the common carp. We were all super keen to stay away from Lake Eucumbene. The crucian carp are humpbacked with a deep bronze or golden body. They have no barbels around the mouth, unlike the common carp, and have a long, convex dorsal fin. They prefer shallow waters and are found in ponds and slow-moving rivers and canals. The crucian carp is a medium-sized member of the common carp family. They are a widely distributed European species, its range spanning from England to Russia, the Arctic Circle in Scandinavian countries, and central France and a region of the Black Sea. They obviously like Lake Eucumbene too. I couldn't find what the heaviest crucian carp ever caught in Australia was, but the current British record is this monster caught by Adam Brookbanks at Barnum Syndicate Lake in Ipswich on the 9th of September 2024. The fish weighing in at a whopping 14 pounds 14 ounces or 6.7 kilos. Let's hope we never see them this big in Lake Eucumbene. Pete took a trip to Providence Portal during the week and took this wonderful photo. It really illustrates the effect of falling lake levels, and as we saw at the start of this week's report, Lake Eucumbene has fallen over 6% since the start of the year. Pete taking this photo on Tuesday, the 22nd of April, and on the day, Lake Eucumbene was 41.7%. You can see the Eucumbene River flowing into the lake at the right of the photo, and at the rate it's falling, it won't be long before the river is all that's left here at Providence Portal. Before we take a look at the weather, I wanted to say thank you to Regan Durant for posting this wonderful pic last Monday of a double rainbow at Seven Gates. What a shot, and very appropriate as a backdrop to this week's weather report. And taking a look at the weather for the week ahead in Lake Eucumbene, it's going to be a cool one. Plenty of showers on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, but only about 8 millimetres in total. The rest of the week will be sunny. Temperatures ranging from a pleasant 17 degrees tomorrow, Monday, down to cooler 9 degrees on Wednesday and Thursday. For pick of the week, I couldn't go past this wonderful shot taken by Sam. Sam was flying home from Sydney after the Easter break and took this amazing photo, capturing not only the entire Lake Eucumbene, but also, to the right of the pic, you can see Lake Jindabyne. It's a beauty, Sam. Thanks for posting. Just a couple of reference points we can see. Providence Portal, Anglers Reach, Graceley Island, Buckenderra, Halstrom Island, the Dam Wall, Old Adaminaby, Old Adaminaby Cemetery, Braemar Bay, and Frying Pan. And don't forget, if you've taken a great pic at Lake Eucumbene or region lately, post it to the Lake Eucumbene Facebook group and you might just see it here in a future report. This week's fishing meme was sent in by Catherine. When you go fishing, take an action figure with you. It'll make your catch look amazing. Well, unfortunately, given my recent fishing form, I'd have to use a plastic fish too. Thanks for sending the meme in, Catherine. Well, that's the report for this week. Hope you found it useful. As always, happy to take any feedback or suggestions. And don't forget, if you're looking for more information on Lake Eucumbene, check out my social media channels. There's the website, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, and you'll be sent notifications whenever I put new videos up. Have a great week, everyone. Stay safe, tight lines, and bye for now.